Hey, what's up guys? The Goblin Cage Evolution has entered into the arena. After cycling one Goblin Cage, the second one is evolved. The evolved Goblin Cage Brawler has 10% higher health. And the evolved Goblin Cage pulls one enemy at a time into the cage that gets punched down by the Brawler without fighting back. Once it eliminates an enemy, it will go on to the next one. This evolution completely counters beatdown decks. It has strong synergy with decks that revolve around counter pushing like Balloon Cycle decks and Rail Recruits. This is a massive buff to my main deck in Clash Royale, so I couldn't be any happier. It's time to put our opponents in Goblin Prison with the best evolved Goblin Cage deck and a Sir Dominance. And cages of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with credit code SirTag. Yo, this guy's got Golem in the banner. What more could we ask for? That is the definition of a perfect Christmas present. If we can evolve our Goblin Cage after getting it first card, it'll be hilarious. But, you know, it's not necessarily going to work out that well for us because the dude decides not to run a Golem deck. Instead, he is planting a Hog Rider down. I wonder how Hog Rider does against evolved Goblin Cage. Anyway, the way that Goblin Cage is traditionally played is you drop it passively and then you go and drop something in front of it. If your opponent spams into you, the Goblin Cage expires, but you'll also get a Brawler that will counter push with your cards. So whether that's Rail Recruits or Royal Hogs, if your opponent's down Elixir because they spent Elixir to go into the Goblin Cage, and you have a full health unit, the Goblin Cage is still alive, the counter push is going to be harder for them to deal with because they'll be on a low amount of Elixir since they just spent some on offense. That's the reason why it's so strong. Also, I'm not a huge fan of you going Magic Archer on me like that, man. There's a lot of mid-ladder menaces that will have an absurd amount of splash damage. Like this guy has Witch, he's got Magic Archer, and then of course he's also going to have a Valkyrie in his deck. So, that's par for the course. When you're playing this type of deck, this is what you will be matching into 90% of the time. You won't get extraordinarily lucky and match into a Golem deck, but maybe later on in the video we'll be able to get that. Anyway, we're going to go Goblin Cage directly on the Hog Rider, and it's about to munch on it. It's about to munch on the Hog Rider. Huge value, shutting down the Hog Rider, and nothing is left over, dude. He's got those purple boxing gloves too, which is just so nice to see. Unfortunately for me, we can't destroy the Valkyrie, but it's pretty darn close to dying to the Goblin Cage Brawler. So let's put a tally up here. That's 8 Elixir for 4, not too bad, because we don't have to respond to the Valkyrie anymore. That's the reason we like Goblin Cage. I actually think it was an incredibly underrated card in Clash Royale for the longest time. Personally, I liked playing it. I don't know why people didn't. They just looked at Goblin Cage and like, there's better options. Evolve Tesla. Let's go and use all the sophisticated cards that Clash Royale is adding to the game. And then this archaic prison. The cage has been on its main stage right now. So I'm glad that it's actually allowed to be played at a higher capacity than it was before. It did deserve it. So obviously we can't go directly into a Hog Rider right now. We have to defend that first, especially when he's going to have Evo Valkyrie. So this guy is a pretty scary sir, not going to lie. But as you can see, we won't have to worry about that Magic Archer at all. However, a random Wild Witch at the river is nothing to laugh at when you have a Cannoneer as your tower. Like, I actually do not understand how we got this unlucky. We're playing against Witch Valkyrie when we have Cannoneer and Royal Hogs. Come on, Clash Royale. Give me a better matchup in the next game, please. Okay, all we have to do is defend this. I know that I should be able to using a Goblin Cage Evolution, so let's see how it works here against the Valkyrie. We haven't tested that for science yet. It doesn't work against 2 cards, but it's going to be able to tank for the Hog Rider while it deletes the Valkyrie. Wait, it did just pull in the Hog Rider too. Wow. It would spit out and ate the Valkyrie alive, and it's like, yo, I'll have seconds on the Hog as well. So we hogged all of his units and the damage and the game. There is nothing this guy could do despite having a pretty good matchup into us. If we can annihilate an extravagant amount of splash damage, I wonder how badly we're going to beat beatdown decks. All right, we got an Electro Giant in the banner. Hopefully this guy doesn't bait us like the last dude. So Cannoneer is really kind of overkill in a lot of situations if you're playing against someone that has a beatdown deck and then you have Goblin Cage. Oh my gosh, how monstrous would I be if I played into a Golem or Electro Giant deck with Cannoneer, Zappies, and Goblin Cage Evolution? I am their worst nightmare, all in reality. So, we're going to be fully formed in fruition if I can go in for a Flying Machine and then go in... Come on, Clash Royale, there ain't no way there's this amount of witches in the game. Yo, we can talk about this. You don't have to run Mega Knight Witch right now when I have Cannoneer Royal Hogs. My dude is absolutely a monster. All right, so we're going to pull that. That one skeleton is going to haunt me. There's no doubt about it. Okay, cool. Very, very awesome deck strategy from our dude. I honestly don't even know what to say at this point. We do want the Electro Spirit to chain onto the skeleton, so I had to wait a little bit, and we're taking so much damage. To be fair, I think this damage is something that I am okay with taking, because I didn't lose the game, and I got surprised by a Mega Knight Witch player. So Thanks, Clash Royale. Appreciate you. It's really fun showcasing the capabilities of our brand new card when we do not get the ability to. It's kind of fun, though. You know, it's a little bit more of a challenge. It's a little bit more of an adventure. Oh, okay. Never mind. I take that all back. I hate this guy. I hate everything about him. The dude has a fireball. What does he stand for? I want him to stand down with these plays because this is not something that is very kosher for me. I'm going to go in for Royal Recruits at the river, and we're going to try to delicately find a way to balance our way through when he doesn't have enough elixir for the Mega Knight. You know, we got the evolved version of your guards, doubly evolved, because we have the Recruits, and then we have the Recruits Evolution, so that's cool. All right, you know what? If we split the Royal Hogs, there's no way he's going to be able to split up a Mega Knight, so we're chilling. That is going to get a Mega Knight on the right? What? Come on, man. There ain't no way you drop a Witch there. That's bad for me, because he might Mega Knight at the river right now. Wait. Evolve Goblin Cage against Mega Knight. Evolve Goblin Cage against Mega Knight. For science, guys. For science. Okay, never mind. We have to drop it here. It is the only possibility to defend. Goodbye. My chances of defending, because he fireballed the cage. Okay, so if you fireball the cage, that's really bad for me. I've learned that. But the cool thing is, we can go in for the Goblin Cage counter push on the left, and he has the Mega Knight on the left because he'll lose the entire tower. But now he's forfeiting the right side. Beautiful, baby. Okay, we know he's going to go for a Witch. We're going to fireball it. Get out of my sight, Witch. No one loves you. All right, we're going to go in for a Goblin Cage, and then we're also going to Bar Burrow, and I don't think we're defending this Hog Rider. I don't think there's a chance in heck. Even if we have the Electro Spirit with the Goblin Cage, I just don't think that... Oh, it died! There's a chance we defend this! There ain't no way. If he fireballs on defense, he loses. He has to fireball in the tower. He's not going to get back to arrows. He doesn't understand. Let's go. I love that he's just casually trying to cycle way through, but he can't get back to it. I knew he was going to fireball in the Royal Hogs because he didn't feel comfortable losing the left-hand side. So he's like, you know what? Maybe I can sprint back, but it wasn't going to happen. We're leveling up the difficulty and still leveling our opponent's towers despite them having a Mega Knight Fireball deck into Royal Hogs Royal Recruits. Yo, this guy's got an Electro Giant in the banner. It is the third chance, guys. You know, they say third time's the charm. I actually don't believe any of that stuff, but maybe we can match into an Electro Giant deck and melt it with the Cannoneer and the Goblin Cage Brawler. So we'll see what we can do. I don't like that this guy has got 2 splash damage cards. That is... not the direction that we want to head, my dude. That is awesome. You know, you guys always say, Jake, I match into splash damage all the time whenever I play these Royal Recruits decks. And, you know, it's checking out. It's checking out. Oh, wait. There's the one opportunity in the world where we match into someone that does not have a deck that completely counters me. This is cool. The only thing that is bad right now is I don't have that much elixir, and we have a Goblin gang coming at me. So, got to use an Electro Spirit here, I think. This is a really bad start. You know, I didn't expect him to drop a Goblin Giant at the river. I think I'm conditioned to expect bait or fast cycle decks. And the fact that he had neither of those absolutely just flummoxed me and confused me to the point that I didn't even know what to do anymore. Okay, that also screams I don't know what to do either when you cycle an Inferno Dragon at the river. It's heating up in the arena, says the Pokemon announcer, as this Inferno Dragon was not very effective. So I wonder what we can do here. If we're able to go for like Fly Machine, that'd be pretty cool, but I don't think I need to. Also, the Dagger Duchess is not something that our opponents should be running. It is a bad tower. It is objectively worse than the Princess Tower in most situations, unless you are one of those people that just all-ins all the time. And if you all-in all the time, then the Dagger Duchess allows you to just get lucrative elixir trades in a investment where your opponent's dropping 3 elixir or less. But the Cannoneer is objectively better in every other situation, so, you know, we'll take it. We'll take it. I like the fact that we one-shot this Firecracker, 3 elixir down the drain. How does that make you feel, bro? The Cannoneer is the only tower that does that now, because the Dagger Duchess just got nerfed to the point that it just doesn't do that. So, cool stuff. We can go Cage, and then we can go Zappies. So, I believe even without the Evolved Cage, we are still on the same page of defending. I don't think you're breaking through. I mean, I just highly doubt it, my guy. As high amount of elixir as the Evolved Goblin Giant is, it just isn't enough. Okay, so I could have fireballed on everything. Wait, I still can. I believe in the heart of the cards, Yugi boy! Yes, sir! We threaded the needle with the fireball, and we extinguished his chances of defending. That is huge. Oh my gosh, wait. P.E.K.K.A versus Evolved Goblin Cage. For science. For science. For science, guys. It has to work. Otherwise, science is lies. Science is lies. Dude, there's no way he loses an entire P.E.K.K.A! Pikachu, where are you? Yo, we got back to another Goblin Cage too. This is so toxic. I love this deck with every fiber of my existence because Mr. Glock is not locked. He is dead. This game is locked up in our favor, and honestly, it couldn't have been any easier. The evolved Goblin Cage shredding a P.E.K.K.A and giving us counter push that also was able to melt the Goblin Giant after felt like nothing short of a miracle. The pure amount of pause elixir trades that you obtain against any beatdown card with evolved Goblin Cage is rather ridiculous. It's time to make Big Poppy beg for mercy. We're gonna hit a home run on his tower real soon, guys. And you know, we're gonna pay tribute to the Red Sox. Guys, I did not really watch sports ever, but as a kid, I do remember Big Poppy hitting a ton of home runs. So it's time to pop off against this man in tribute and homage to him. So we're going to be going in for Royal Hogs really aggressively. This is generally not a great decision, but I felt compelled to do it because I just had the aggressive nature instilled in me by this guy's name, you know? It just had to happen. Home run derby out here only. That is going to give us an Electro Giant. Oh my goodness. Goblin Cage placement against this Electro Giant is insane. Watch how far we're able to pull that. He is kind of pulling his hair out as he realizes that that is insane. Like, genuinely, super low on the other side. And also, it just has a very large pull radius compared to what you would expect from a traditional building. And if y'all are wondering why that works, it's because the Goblin Cage just has a larger pull radius than other stuff. Spawners do in general. So a Tesla doesn't pull as far. It's a little bit smaller and it's not a spawner. But spawners in general, you can just take that and be like, wait, like a tombstone's a spawner, it will pull further than a cannon. Just something to keep in mind. That is something that is very, very important to realize. I don't even know why that is, but that's just what Clash Royale is intended to do, I guess. Maybe to buff spawners. Maybe people are like, Goblin Cage is a little bit worse than a Tesla, so we got to buff it. And then you just pull the Electric Giant all the way around the map, and they're like, wait, what? Not good. All right, so we're going to go for a Fly Machine in the back, and then we're going to go for Recruits at the River. Generally, I like going Recruits at the River to surprise the opponent. The element of surprise is nice. Also, it expedites your push, so then the opponent can't set up a defense where they're able to use, like, I don't know, Wizard or Bowler or something obnoxious that's able to annihilate you. Also, dude, I don't even know if this Electro Giant's able to get to the cage. Is it even gonna reach its death? Oh, it gets sucked in. That really sucks for you, brother man. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that we are witnessing greatness out here where this guy has decided to play the most obscure deck that I've seen in a minute. He's gonna have a minor Electro Giant deck. You guys let me know down in the comment section if you've ever seen that. Okay, so that works okay. It's a fun card to play in Electro Giant, but it's definitely not as good as our deck, right? Where our deck is better equipped to apply a bit more aggression, we can use the Goblin Cage way more effectively than you're able to. All right, we're gonna go Barbarrel directly on top of that Firecracker, and we're able to finish that off and then possibly go Royal Hogs. He used his Tornado on offense, and now he's dropping Electro Giant. How do you expect to have Elixir here, my guy? All right, we're just gonna go for Fly Machine left, and we're gonna take your tower out. And then we can go Zappies last second, but the cool thing about Zappies is it slows down the Electro Giant. So as you can see, we have layers on layers of defense against these type of decks. And it's beautiful because we don't have to respond to any of the cards on the left. This is how broken Cannoneer is. 2 cards popped one by one. He's about to fall down because this is so fun for us and miserable for this man, crying his heart out as we are heartlessly shredding him with our pigs. So the Electro Giant is dying on his side of the map while we fireball him down to oblivion. As you can see, if you don't match into Mega Knight Valkyrie, the matchups are extraordinarily easy. And we fulfilled Big Poppy's destiny, clobbering a home run out of the park because that game wasn't even close. Yo, what's up, Sherlock? It's time to investigate what deck you're playing. Best play for us right now is to go for Recruits in the back. Usually I don't do this, but if we have Goblin Cage and Electro Spirit, I feel very confident doing that because it allows us to get to the Recruits evolution quite quickly. Generally, I prefer to drop Goblin Cage first play, but I kind of want to wait and see what he's going to have. Dropping our Recruits into Demolisher is not a good trade for us ever, but it is something we can work with. Okay, this is not good. This is really bad, surprisingly. My man has Magic Archer, and he also has Drill, so difficult matchup for us to play into for sure, but it is winnable. I do want to go in for a Barbarian Barrel on top of this so we can clean up the Goblins and then Electro Spirit so then the Magic Archer doesn't hit us. Oh, fortunately it was off to the side and it did not destroy my Barb Barrel and hit my tower. Because if that was a perfect lineup and we didn't cycle the Electro Spirit, I'm pretty confident that Magic Archer's geometry would have instilled more fear than math does in all the third graders. People are like, dude, I don't want to have to deal with my multiplication tables. I'm out here saying, hey, as a 27-year-old, I'm scared of geometry. Magic Archer is not something I like to see, man, when it's not working for me at least. I'm going to go in for our recruits on the right side and in the left because it's important to just apply pressure when our opponent has a limited amount of elixir and you also defend with your zappies. You already have inherent counter push that's built into it. Just think of it this way. Zappies by themselves, not really something that your opponent has to worry about, but evolved recruits plus zappies, where the zappies are resetting whatever the opponent's trying to defend with, that is a nightmare. So I'm going to Barbarill here and, ooh, wait, that just got one shot by the Cannoneer. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the Cannoneer shot faster than the Magic Archer and then also paired with the Barbarill. Or maybe the Barbarill pushed the Magic Archer further back. I don't know. But that was an insanely good interaction plus 2 elixir trades. So we'll take that all day. Anyway, we're able to go for Zappies here. And then, no, screw it. Let's go Goblin Cage because it eats that alive, right? And then we can go for Zappies on the right side and then spend less elixir overall. Fortunately, a very prime position for me. If I'm able to go in for a Barbarian Barrel and then Electric Spirit plus Zappies, I don't know if that explodes near my tower. It doesn't. Let's go! Goblin Cage Evolution! Ready to put our opponents in a prison. So I'm going to Fireball here, and then I think we're in a good spot because recruits are very difficult to defend in this meta where everyone's running Cannoneer. So not only does this abuse the overpowered Goblin Cage, but it also just wrecks the meta where people at the top, as we play higher and higher level people like this guy, is definitely better than the people we played against before because he's running a stronger deck. He's knowing the meta tactics of running the Cannoneer. This has been a great video overall because we showed like mid-ladder monsters that were running garbage decks at the start that were just playing for fun or whatever. And then we have a sweaty tryhard that is playing like the best decks in the game, right? Like this is one of the top decks in Clash Royale that you would see in the top 200 at all points in time. And we're able to beat it hopefully here. I don't know. I mean, we're doing decent, but at the same time, this is not an easy matchup by any stretch of the imagination. We don't have a great drill counter. So as you guys have been seeing, I've been using Barbarill on it. So typically what I like to do against a Goblin Drill is all Barbarill after we get enough damage. Oh, wait, does he just lose the Demolisher without explosion damage? No, it still does explosion damage in the cage. I was testing that for science, guys, and it blew up in my face, literally. We could Fireball here. I think Fireballing is not a bad decision because we are able to kill those guards, and then I won't have to respond to them as much. Then we can go for Royal Hogs on the left with an Electric Spirit. I wonder if we send this dude to the Shadow Realm. I don't know if we do. Maybe we can break through with a Flying Machine here. Dude is using Tornado. He's got everything on lock, but the piggy persevered. How much damage does Fireball do? 250. We win, boys. Let's go. Sherlock, I smell absolute fear from you, sir. And with that, it's case closed against Sherlock. This Goblin Cage deck is an awesome deck to upgrade in the meta. And it didn't take our match against Sherlock to figure that out because after the first few games where we were destroying hard counters, it was extremely evident. Give the like button a goblin smack if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.